Hey guys, this is Nanokoex, and I am coming today to do a response video to Tommy Oliver's review of the new Godzilla movie. Now, let me go ahead and say that I'm not going to be comparing this video. I mean, compare things between the original series and all the Japanese movies and this movie, because I think it's unfair to actually compare the two series together. Also, this is not a hit or anything to Tommy Oliver. I highly respect him, and I'm just doing this to maybe help him see a little bit better about this movie. And also, this thing has major spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, do not watch this. Okay, well, I saw the video on the day, the movie Godzilla, on the day it came out, and I liked it. I liked it. Was it a masterpiece? No. It had some flaws and it had some good points, but overall, I liked the video. The movie. I don't know why I keep saying video. But anyways, I'm gonna go into detail about the movie, to help people better understand what the facts they should be caring about and what the facts they shouldn't be caring about. Meaning, like, I'm gonna try to be as true to myself as a Godzilla fan. Yes, I've been a Godzilla fan for 21 years. So I have all the DVDs and all the VHSs. I've got plenty of the toys, and I mean a lot. And I got posters of Godzilla everywhere. So I'm an avid Godzilla fan. So I'm coming into this as a big fan. So just bear with me, people. Okay, I promise I won't geek out on you. Okay, let's start with the monsters. First, let's start with the main monster, Godzilla. Holy cow, what an awesome design. I have seen every costume design Japan has ever done for the kaiju movies, and personally, I think this 3D Godzilla has the best look out of all of them. Yes, I know. The Heisei series had a very threatening looking Godzilla, and the Millennium Godzilla just was badass all around. But I think this Godzilla was a good balance between the both, and I very much liked him. As you can see that he is much bulkier than he was in the other ones, and that's the beauty of doing 3D. You can make him as bulky as you want. If you remember, back in the first Godzilla, the suit was too bulky and almost ended up killing the man wearing the suit, so they had to slim it down a lot as the movies went on. But, I would love to see more of this type of Godzilla running around, doing more Godzilla movies. I really do. I think he's the best design ever. And beside what the Asian people are saying, they are saying, and I don't mean to be racist when I say that. That was literally the name of the video or something. They were a video I watched of a review of people who live in Oriental countries. They called him fat. Where you see fat, I see bulk. Lots and lots of bulk. That's right, muscle. This is probably the most threatening Godzilla out there. Now let's move on to the other two monsters, the Mutos. They are pretty weak. In terms of design and overall ability. It's like they spent all their time designing Godzilla's new look and just went with a plain look for the Mutos. They're just so clean looking, and they're too smooth. I just don't feel like there's not much design there. Heck, if you look at the monsters Godzilla fought in the Heisei series, like Space Godzilla, Destroyer, that's how you do an enemy monster, Give us some detail, some thought. But these, oh my god, they're just too smooth and too bland, in my opinion. Also, their abilities, they kind of suck. Sure, they get to bite, they can scratch Godzilla and all that stuff, but the only other ability that they have is an EMP barrier around them that, gets rid of electronics. That doesn't affect Godzilla, okay? So really, when they're fighting Godzilla, all they're using are their claws and their teeth and stuff, and I thought that was kind of lame. It would have been nice to see them, have, some kind of energy blast, like Godzilla's, signature atomic breath, but they just, I felt like they kind of missed a few things with the Mutos. And the fact that, and as a response to another one of the things Tommy Oliver did, The fact that the female is born pregnant, it really didn't bug me. Keep in mind, this is a monster that doesn't exist in our world. That monster that we don't even know about. Even if it's fiction, we know nothing about it. Who's to say the species back when these things were roaming the planet or something didn't all come out pregnant, you know? Maybe that's maybe that's just how they do things, you know? Maybe they don't have to like stick anything in there. But yeah, Muto's yeah, it was okay. Now let's move on to the second point, the humans. And I want to tell you guys that all you guys this is the part where people are more lean towards kind of the hate towards the movie. The humans had a they're in through most of the movie. Godzilla is probably in there for about 45 minutes, and that's counting times like different battles, like times in between battles, like the first battle, then the last battle, and all that stuff. Um, I enjoy the story of the humans. I didn't have a problem with the story and how. Granted, it did have some plot holes, like the whole sun being a bomb diffuser. He had plenty of times to defuse the bomb or something, but in the end, he doesn't do it. But I feel like they did that on purpose, like a metaphor, like say like the atomic bomb was symbolizing a rebirth of the monsters to come back. Because as soon as that scene with the atomic bomb goes off out in the bay, next scene is Godzilla rising up, all better now, and just heading back into the ocean. I thought it was pretty cool. But let's get down to business. Bryan Cranston, who's in all the commercials, dies at the pretty much at the beginning of the movie. I'm not kidding. He dies at the beginning of the movie. I feel like they just put him in the commercials to make more people go see it, and I think that's kind of a dick move, because you don't trick people like that to go see the movie. I mean, it's Godzilla. Godzilla alone would have brought people to go see the movie in theaters, especially since you were now showing what he looked like. I'm pretty sure that would have put people in the seats. You didn't need to trick people by saying Bryan Cranston was going to be the main character, or Kim Watanabe, who Kim Watanabe doesn't do anything. He's supposed to be this science and the son of Dr. Serizawa, the Dr. Serizawa from the first movie, and he doesn't do anything. They say he was doing some science, and like at the beginning of the movie when the Mutos were about to pop out, but after that he doesn't do nothing. He just keeps talking about balance and all that other stuff, and I feel like that was a wasted opportunity. Heck, instead of the Mutos, they should have just made another oxygen destroyer and have Destroyer come back. Yeah, I said it. The Mutos are so weak. They should have made the oxygen destroyers just for the reason to bring Destroyer back into the movie. And that's again the humans. I didn't have a problem with it, how slow the story was going. I did enjoy. I was enjoying hearing about their problems and stuff. But I feel like the casting and the way they did the characters, there were so many missed opportunities in the movie. I just, again, I feel like they put more of their focus on Godzilla than they did on the actual people and the story itself. I mean, you spend 10 to 6 years on this movie, and you see what I'm getting at this? They had all this time, and this big old budget, and two of the main problems of the movie are the main problems, meaning the enemies that Godzilla fights and the humans. They spent 10 years on this. They could have done it a little bit better. I felt like they had plenty of opportunity to do this better. Okay, let's get down to the fight between the Mutos and Godzilla, and I want to take out one personal thing. The atomic blast looks awesome in this movie. It's like an actual flowing. It still goes straight, but it's actual flowing fire and everything. Tommy was talking about how the fire was doing nothing to the Mutos, like it was just pushing them back. Well, in my opinion, I feel like the Mutos just had really tough skin. They had tough skin. Well, not the male one, but maybe the female ones were born with really tough skin. To the fact that it just they could stand more because they're the one carrying the babies. They're just born higher up and over the males of the Muto family. I mean, the freaking Muto male gets impaled on the building and dies freaking easily. But the female, being bigger and badder and all that stuff, takes a little bit more to kill. I don't think the atomic breath was the problem. I just think that the Mutos were just way too strong. Like the female Muto, not the male one, the one that flies. Yeah. So, yeah, and the build up. And here's another thing I want to tell you about is the monsters. They built it up pretty big. I mean, when there's a scene where Godzilla first appears, he does a roar, and then where the flying Muto is, and then they suddenly switch to the human characters again before the battle starts, and we only get to see the first battle being done on a TV screen, and it wasn't even that much of a battle. The flying Muto just scratched Godzilla up a little and flew away, and Godzilla chased after it. I think this was actually a pretty good choice. If you think about it, this made people want to see more. Think about it. If you would have played all your cards at the beginning, especially Godzilla's fire breath. This is an American audience, by the way. Okay, I'm going by the American audience, not any other place else. Well, if you would have played all your cards at that first fight, then the last fight wouldn't be as special because we would have seen everything they were doing. We would already have seen them scratch each other. We would already seen Godzilla's atomic breath fighting. We would have seen all that, and that would have made the final battle less intense and stuff. So I think it was smart to not have Godzilla do his true fighting till the end of the movie against both Mutos at the same time. And there's another thing I want to talk about Tom Eller. They weren't going to kill Godzilla, okay? There was no indication that Godzilla would have died from them ganging up on him and pinning him to the ground. Granted, he was tired afterwards, but he wasn't going to die. I mean, there was no blood being splattered everywhere. You see Godzilla draw blood on a Muto. I mean, you see its blood splatter out on his neck when he bites into it, but you never see Godzilla have his blood pop out of him, so I don't think they would have killed him. Okay, overall, this movie was good. And I think comparing it to the original series, like the Japanese movies, that's kind of unfair. Okay? You can't expect a country outside of Japan to know what to do with Godzilla. Japan has 50 years of not just Godzilla movies, but other kaiju movies. They've perfected their art. They know what they're doing. Here in America, London, and all those other countries, how many kaiju movies have we done? How many attempts at Godzilla have we done? You can't expect it to be like the original Godzilla movies. In truth, the movie is still good. I would recommend you all going to see it. Thank you all for listening. This is Nanokoex, and I'm out.